Hey everybody, this is Andrew here with Guitar Experts. Welcome to How to Play Life by the Drop by Steve Ray Vaughan. We're going to start out with a demonstration. So, we're going to talk about how to play this song now. So the first part we're going to talk about is the introduction. It's based on what's called the A blues scale, which in the position that he's playing the song, which is down here in the bottom of the fretboard, or like first few frets of the fretboard, would look like this. Open 5th string, 3rd fret of the 5th string, open 4th string, 1st fret of the 4th string, 2nd fret of the 4th string, open 3rd string, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 1, 3, and 4 on the 2nd string, open, and open and 3rd fret on the 1st string. So I'll play that up one more time and then back down as well. Now back down. So that's the A blues scale. It's called the A blues scale because it starts from the note A. Now how he plays it in the intro is like this. I'll do the whole intro demonstration first. Now the intro finishes out with and that would be the complete intro. So let's talk about what's happening with that introductory riff, the kind of solo part. So we'll break it up into 4 sections. The first section is so as you can see there, I'm just walking straight up the blues scale. That's 0, 3 on the 5th string, 0, 1, and 2 on the 4th string, and the open 3rd string. So that's the first part of that riff. I'll play that again. So the second part of the introductory riff goes like this. So there's a couple techniques we need to talk about in there. The first one, the very first part of this is, so I'm playing the open 4th string, I'm throwing my pointer finger down on the 1st fret of the 4th string, and then I'm pulling it off. So that's called a hammer-on like that, and that's called a pull-off. So when you combine them together like that, where it's string, hammer, pull-off, and that's sometimes referred to as a turn. Good. One thing to notice about the pull-off is that I'm coming down the fretboard this way as I pull off the note, and that'll produce a louder sound than if I'm going up like this. So that's now that whole section, that whole second part of the introductory riff again. So this is more normal than at the very end I get another hammer on, which is open 3rd string, and I'm hammering with my middle finger this time onto the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So now I'll talk through that whole part. So we've got 0, 1, 0, which is the turn. 3rd fret of the 5th string, open 4th string, 3rd fret of the 5th string again. Now I'm going to hammer 0 to 2 on the 3rd string. So I play the open, hammer the 2nd fret. I'm going to put those first 2 parts together now. We've got, that's part 1, 2nd part here. Good. One more demonstration of that. So let's go on to the 3rd part of this riff. So we've so far done now it continues on. So kind of similar, we're walking back down the blues scale and we're using another turn. So it starts here on the open 3rd string, then we've got 2nd fret of the 4th string, 1st fret of the 4th string, open, hammer, pull off, 3rd fret of the 5th string. I'll do that again. So that's the 3rd part of this. Now the final part of this kind of long introductory riff is do that one more time. Open 4th string, 3rd fret of the 5th string, open 4th string, 3rd fret of the 5th string, maybe with a little bend like that, and then 2nd fret of the 3rd string like that. So this bend here I'm grabbing with both these fingers, sometimes all 3 of these fingers. The only one you'll hear is the front one. So as I move this one around behind, so on this side of it, if I were to add a finger, it would change the note. But if I put it here behind, there's no change in the note. So I'm really just grabbing with multiple fingers so that I have the strength to pull the string down like that in a bend. Most of the time the guitarists are bending, they're using multiple fingers because it makes it a lot easier to do. You also might notice that when he plays it, you only hear the note go up the bend. You don't hear the note come back down, although that's something that people also do in other situations. So that's the whole introductory riff. Let's put it together now. So this is part 1. Part 2. Part 3. Part 4. Now without any of the gaps. And that's it. So the remainder of the intro is a little bit more straightforward. It starts with kind of a common blues accompaniment pattern that you might have seen before in other songs. This is, my pointer's at the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and in the right hand I'm hitting 5 and 4 together like that. Some people, so the feel of it is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and that's something that you're going to hear a lot in the song in general, but that's a kind of common blues shuffle feel. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3, and now Stevie Ray Vaughan in the intro adds a little something extra here. Just like that. I'll do that one more time. And then he just keeps going. He goes back to the accompaniment pattern. Like that. We could call that an A5 chord that we're dealing with there. And that's the entirety of the introduction. So now the entire introduction. So that's the entire introduction to Life by the Drop by Stevie Ray Vaughan. So the next part we're going to talk about is the part where you start singing, kind of the verse. There's two main sections to this song. We might say we have a verse and a chorus. So the first section, I can call that letter A. We'll call that that's the verse. Letter A because it's the first section. So it goes like this. So A5, same accompaniment pattern, going back between the pointer finger on the second fret of the fourth string and the ring finger on the fourth fret of the fourth string, while I'm striking in the right hand 5 and 4 together, the fifth and fourth strings together. So I'm going to do that twice. That's once. That's twice. Now I'm going to do the same kind of pattern, but now I'm changing up a string set here, 6 and 5, and I'm also moving my pointer up a string set here. Now I'm going to do the same thing here on the fifth string, the second fret and the fourth fret. This is E5, and I'm going to do that twice just like I did before. Now the next thing we have here is F sharp minor. This is a bar chord. I'll show you some substitutions for this that are a little easier than this form. So for the bar chord form, you're going to have your pointer finger across the entirety of the second fret like this and pushing pretty hard. So you want to make sure that these two fingers together are forming sort of like a clamp, just like they almost look like a capo. You don't want to have to, you don't want to feel like you're extending your thumb super far, so keep it feeling natural. But that's where the power comes from, is from the thumb being positioned, say, under these two fingers, right there. And that's how I'm able to push hard enough to get this to happen, because I've got the stability of the thumb behind it. Then we have the ring finger on the fourth fret of the fifth string, and the pinky finger on the fourth fret of the fourth string. Now in the right hand, what I'm doing is I'm playing 6, 6, down, up, 6, 6, down, up. So I'll do that in time now. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Now if you're finding that F sharp minor chord is pretty hard, there's some other ones you could try out, which are, so we could try this one here. However, a lot of people don't like that because of the pinky out here, but I'll show you what it is. We've got the fourth fret with the pinky on the fourth string, pointer on the second fret of the third string, and middle finger on the second fret of the second string. And then I'm playing 4 strings here. So now I'm going 4, 4, down, up, 4, 4, down, up. Now one more suggestion for an alternate fingering, and I think this might be the favorite alternate fingering. So now my ring finger is at the fourth fret of the fourth string. My pointer is now barring only 3 strings, the third, second, and first, like that. So you don't have to bar all 6. That's kind of the benefit here. So I'm playing 4, 4, down, up, 4, 4, down, up in the right hand. So far we've got A5. That's E5. F sharp minor like this, or like this. Right? Now I'm going to D5, which is kind of the same as the E5 and the A5, but now I'm playing 4 and 3, and my pointer finger's on the third string, and my ring finger will also be on the third string. Same pattern though, and again I do it twice. So now that whole chord progression, A5, E5, F sharp minor, either if it's this way or that way, either way, and then D5, that whole progression happens twice. And that's the verse, or the A section of the song. So here we go. So that's now it repeats. There we go. This time I'm going to do the F sharp minor substitution like this. Good. So that's the entire verse. The next section here coming up uses pretty much all the same chords. There's only one new chord in there. So we're going to start out on an F sharp minor. Remember, you can do it this way or this way, depending on which you feel is more comfortable, or which one you prefer for sound. So I'll start with this one. So again, I'm going to do it twice, just the same as before. playing 2 of the bass note, and then strumming down up. Now from here I'm going to D5, which we used before, but only one time of the pattern. Then E5, also only one time of the pattern. So that all together sounds like that. I do that whole pattern F sharp, D, E twice. So this is the second time. Now from here, this is something that's a little new, just a 2-beat strum, just like that. 1, 2, 1, 2. So those chords are F sharp minor, the same as before, could also be this way. D7. So the D7, to play that, I've got my pointer finger on the first fret, my pointer finger on the first fret of the second string, my middle finger on the second fret of the third string, and then my ring finger, or third finger, on the second fret of the first string. Now I'm playing 4, 3, 2, and 1. Some people also play it from the 5th string, but in this case, maybe the 4th string would be better. So 4-string strum, just like that. Now the third chord I played is E major. So pointer finger is going to be on the first fret of the 3rd string, ring finger, or third finger, on the second fret of the 4th string, and middle finger, or second finger, on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. And I strum all 6 strings. That's E major, sometimes also just called E. I'll play the second section here. This is the B section, or the chorus, all the way through now. So we've got F sharp minor, 2 of those, 1 of the D, 1 of the E, 2 of the F sharp minor, 1 of the D, 1 of the E. Now I'm getting into the chords. F sharp minor, here's D7, E major. Now I go back to the A5 pattern. That's 2, 3, 4. Now I'm ending right there on an A5 power chord. I'm barring 2 strings here, the 4th and the 3rd string with my pointer on the 2nd fret, and I'm playing 5, 4, and 3 in the right hand, like that. So I'm ending there, but the song itself actually repeats there. It goes back to letter A, or the verse, which is the section that goes like this. So now, if I were to put it all together, so this is starting from the very beginning of the song again. So here's my A5 chord. Here's the little embellishment that he does in the intro. Now I'm into, this is letter A, or the verse. E5, F sharp minor, could also be played this way. D5, that repeats, A5 again. E5, F sharp minor, D5. Good. Going on to the second section, the chorus. Remember, only 1 of the D and then 1 of the E. Back to the F sharp minor. Could be played this way instead of the full bar. D5 again. E5 again. Going into the strumming, F sharp minor, D7, each 2 beats long, E major, back to the A5 pattern. 3 and 4 times. Now either end or continue. This is letter A now. So you can see I've gone back to the verse pattern now. And that's how the song repeats. So really, once we get past the intro, we're just going back and forth between those 2 sections. And that's the song. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, comment, or subscribe. And as always, have fun playing.